Good morning, this is Matthew Bro with Toyota of Murfreesboro, home of the true lifetime warranty. Today we're checking out the 2017 Toyota Yaris IA, a vehicle completely in a class of its own. There's no other subcompact that's going to compete with any of the standard safety features or technology that comes on this vehicle for the price point. As we move up, you've got very large headlights, which attributes to its top Safety Pick Plus rating in the class. When it comes down to safety ratings, there's not another vehicle that's going to compete with it. Some niceties that you're going to get in this price point are standard metallic paints, and for example, this one is called Absolute Red. When we move down, alloy wheels are another standard feature. The IA is designed in what's called monospec, so there's actually no difference in trim levels as there's only one. As we come around, visibility in vehicles of this class are typically a concern for people. So what Toyota did is they designed large outboard mirrors that provide a lot of sound dampening as far as wind, but you also have your turn signal indicator mounted into the mirror. So vehicles sitting up higher or at different angles from you at intersections are going to be able to completely see your car. As we come around again, very attractive body lines. It's very sporty. One of the things that's really cool about the IA is it's not your typical subcompact. When it comes down to fuel economy, you're talking 42 miles per gallon on the highway, which is a class leader for it. You also have the quickest acceleration with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now another cool part is it's Toyota. Toyota as a manufacturer is the lowest cost of ownership vehicle producer in the US and the most American made. Something Toyota does to reduce your cost of ownership is, unlike any other auto manufacturer, we provide you with 2 years or 25,000 miles of free service. So when you come in, until you hit 30,000 miles, you don't pay a dime. As we come back around, we're going to jump into the vehicle here in just a second to check out some of the incredible standard amenities that come with the IA that you can't even get in any other vehicle in its class. So, last thing I'm going to touch on the outside is something that is truly phenomenal for this type of price point, especially if you commute a lot. Toyota Yaris IA comes standard with what's called Toyota Safety Sense C. This means that in the event of an imminent collision, the car will notify you before an accident happens. If you do not have the ability to act fast enough, the vehicle can actually apply the brakes itself to prevent a front-end collision. Something that you cannot even get in the subcompact class until the creation of the IA. Next, let's jump in and check out some of the standard amenities that you get. Now, once you step inside of the Yaris IA, it's a completely, like I said, class of its own. Everything in here is high quality materials, even down to your seats, where while they're supportive, they also have an incredibly comfortable foam material. It's durable, so over the time that you'll have the vehicle, regardless of mileage, the seats don't wear down or break down. You have very high density bolts, so it's going to settle in just the way you'd want it to. So you're going to keep this car probably around 300,000 miles. Change the oil, put gas in it, it'll go. Now, one of the beautiful things that I love personally is this accent of leather that they have across the dash. As we come down, you'll notice that the air conditioning controls are very easily accessible to the front passenger and the driver. You do have an auxiliary power port, as well as 2 USB ports. Now here's what's unique to the IA. IA is going to come with what's called a USB 2.1 amp. That means that it can even charge an iPad while it's being used. Another class exclusive. As we come back up to the steering wheel, you'll notice you have steering wheel mounted cruise controls, as well as voice command for controlling your radio, or dialing anybody in your phone contact list. You'll also notice that you have standard Bluetooth connectivity. These are features that you can't get in the class, especially like steering wheel mounted cruise control in some of your lower end priced vehicles. Bluetooth is one of the standards that Toyota's gone with just because it's not a technological amenity anymore. It is actually a safety feature. Now coming down, a lot of people are concerned with operations of a touchscreen radio while you're driving. Toyota took that into consideration, so everything now is mounted down here right by your hand, so where you're going to be resting your hand anyways, you can actually control your touchscreen, as I'm going to do here. So I can do things such as turn on my radio, increase or lower the volume, and I can access different features. If I hit my home button, I can do music selections where I can play Bluetooth audio or Stitcher radio, communication, navigation if you decide to install the navigation chip, as well as settings, so you can completely optimize your driving experience. Now that 42 miles a gallon sometimes might bore people. If you decide you want to get a little bit of oomph in your giddy up, move over here to the sport mode, push it up. You're going to get a completely different driving experience from that point on. Next thing, let's check out the trunk. Last point to touch on here is trunk volume. Subcompacts, typically you have to sacrifice on the space. I've got a 36-inch arm. From shoulder down to my fist, I can fit my arm there. Believe it or not, when we had the release for the IA, we even got to experience it by crawling into the trunk. Yes, I'm 6'1" and I did fit. You've also got dual 60/40 split folding seats. So if you need to carry any items larger than what you would typically carry in your sedan, you've got that ability too. So overall, for the amount of money that you're going to spend, there's not another vehicle that's going to give you a better combination of technology, luxury, and of course, overall safety. Stop by and see us today, and don't forget about the free lifetime powertrain warranty, regardless of where you own your vehicle, mileage. It's a great thing to have. Engine, transmission, front, rear-wheel drive systems covered. All you have to pay for is a $100 deductible. Put 300,000 miles on it, pop a new transmission in. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. This has been Matthew Bro with Toyota of Murfreesboro, home of the true lifetime warranty and the 17 Yaris IA.